I want to make things of substance, things that are putting a message out there, or like in making it aids somebody's life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You've got kids from down south who are like trying to steal our aesthetics in a way. I grew up like seeing people sell Ed Hardy out of car boots and like clothes that I still wear today. Because it's gone from like just something I said in Foot Locker and JD to, okay, you're jumping on a Zoom and it says Nike on the meeting thing, and it's like, oh wow, this is real. Yeah.
Yes, what's happening, people? My name is Thomas Griffin and this is My Own Garms, the podcast where I chat to cool people about the clothes that they wear. On this week's ed, I'm sitting down with auteur Alina Akbar, aka Lean0161. Alina is an artist from the northwest of England. She documents her life and community using photography and filmmaking, and she also dresses sick. Loads of well-chosen sports and terrace wear worn in really interesting ways, which all in turn add to her own sense of story. I'm buzzing for you lot to hear about Alina and see how clothes have shaped and reflected her life and her art. We're halfway through series 4 here. Hope you lot are loving it so far. If you are, you can always leave us a review on Spotify or on the Apple Podcasts app. We've only got about 4 on there at the moment, so go and show us a bit of love, please. Nice one. A nice one to Trailberg for supporting Series 4 of the podcast. Really appreciate the belief and the trust that you've shown, and hopefully we can do more cool stuff together in the near future. Right then, let's get into it. This is Alina Akbar on My Own Garms. My Own Garms. Nice one, Alina. Thanks a load for coming down today. How are you keeping?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's nice to keep doing things in the clothing space. Yeah.
Yeah, nice one for doing it. Some space as well, this, right?
Yeah.
Tanzaro Studio.
Yeah.
Big up Mark Gregson, who's lent us the spot for today. Alina was saying she was down on a shoot down here previously. Who was that with?
That was with Asim Khan, and he was shooting his collection here.
And Asim, did you say he's a fabric designer?
He's a fabric developer, works for Stone Island as well.
What a job.
Yeah, no, what a job. I'm jealous. Yeah.
So were you modelling for that one?
No, I've worked with him shooting like a documentary about his development of that collection.
Is that out? Is it out there?
Yeah. He's shown at Fashion Week a couple of years ago. I think that was 2022 as well.
Wicked.
Yeah.
I'll have to dig out that doc. But yeah, this place I've been down before. My mate Neil Summers brought me down for a Birkenstock casting where I had to give my feet a scrub before and come down and then walk up and down and have someone film my feet. I never felt so ugly in all my life. But yeah, big up Mark for letting us have this spot. So I've been exercising my democratic right recently and voted for you on the Circa Prize thing these last few weeks. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, that's our art prize. I think there was 30 finalists out of like 1,800 of us who applied. But yeah, it was for a film that I made that's showing right now at Manchester Museum actually. All like to do with performance, dance, music, heritage, culture. But yeah, it was cool to, I guess, be recognised at that scale.
Sick. So was that a film that you made before and submitted for the prize? Or was it one you made specifically?
So I'd made it and then just had to rework it to 2.5 minute section for the prize. And then we got to show at Piccadilly Circus on the big billboards, yeah.
Did you go down and see it in the flesh?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool to see it at that scale and like see how the work can go from somewhere you didn't even picture to a new place. Yeah.
So I think I've seen the like short 2.5-3 minute version that was submitted for the prize, but it was a bit like 10-minute film or something like that.
Yeah, it's originally like 8.5 minutes. Really cool. Yeah.
The bits I saw was like the fellas on the horses in the field, and I think it cuts to a scene of you in the car, but costume and clothes play quite a big role in that. Could you describe some of the outfits that are being worn in there, maybe? Yeah,
so we've got like the men, the tent pegging group who are wearing like traditional shalwar kameez and like waistcoats and...
what is it, the tent pegging?
Yeah, it's sports called tent pegging.
Okay.
And nizabazi, traditionally, that's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, they like race in a way in a straight line on horses, and they'd have like a spear and there's a flag in the ground and they have to stab it, and obviously you're running at speed, so you have to aim right. Yeah.
Sick. I was filming that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was scary though.
Horses are terrifying, right? Like the big things.
I know, yeah. And then you were like one shot, we were like in the middle, and there's like 10 horses in circles around me. I was like, no way.
Wild. So tell us a little bit. I mean, that's an example of your art that you've given us there.
Yeah.
That mixes kind of like culture and storytelling and stuff like that. But tell us a little bit more about your art and what role clothing plays in what you do.
Clothing is just something that's always something that has been with me anyway. Only I feel like as I've started developing my art and like tapping into different sections and realizing, oh, how do I bring my personal interest into what I'm already trying to do, it kind of like has now more recently started to feed its way in, but in a very like natural way. Like it's never been like a conscious decision to really think, oh, I want to make this because I dress like this. It was more like people saw me dressing like this, whether it's at a shoot, whether it's what I'm posting on Instagram, and they are bringing those types of opportunities my way. Yeah.
I guess it's just another, in a film, it's like another element of the storytelling, isn't it? Like you can put a character in a different outfit and it could mean a completely different thing.
Yeah, and like a lot of my work, because it's quite from a personal place as well, I like to be on point with like representing my environment and what we want.
So you're working primarily in film, but some still photography as well?
Yeah, I guess both. I started off doing way more photography, but that was like more within music. That's where I started.
Okay.
Street photography. That's where I built my entire like collection of photography really. And clothes, it weren't active like a decision within that, but it was more like I'm documenting people who are wearing what I'm wearing, and we're both at the shoots wearing the same thing, and yeah.
Wicked. All right. Did you learn that like in academic sense? Did you study that, or did you just kind of like learn it, teach it to yourself?
So photography was like self-taught, complete, and then I thought if I'm going to go to uni, I need to do it within my interest. So I did filmmaking, and I studied that in an academic sense.
And how was that for you, university?
Interesting. I went art school, so it was like always extravagant clothing in a way, and like people, and then you've got like that whole sense of if you're a student enough, because I went Manchester School of Art, you've got like all the kids from down south who are like trying to steal our aesthetics in a way. So there was loads of that. I thought I was not an angry like teen, but like 18, 19 coming from where I come from, and then you see like all these kids from like a very privileged upbringing here, in a way, like now trying to
cosplay a bit.
Cosplay, that's all they were doing. Yeah, they were cosplaying working class, and I'm like, if only you knew.
Yeah. So it's a funny situation, that, and I guess when you're surrounded by them in your peer group, it can be like pretty stark as well. Yeah. Of shouting that out.
Rep your ends.
You're known on socials as Lean0161, but for those who don't get it, 0161 is the dialing code up here in Manchester. But you're Rochdale, right?
Yeah.
Where the dialing code isn't 0161.
Yeah.
What is it there?
Well, half of it's 0161. The other one's half 01706.
Okay.
So you got like Middleton, Hayward, you got areas within.
So I guess that tells the story of it being just on the cusp of being in the city, but being outside at the same time, which creates a certain feeling. So tell us a little bit about growing up there and what you saw people wearing around there when you were a kid.
Yeah, I grew up in a very Asian area.
Yeah.
You saw loads of traditional clothes, as you would, and then I grew up like seeing people sell Ed Hardy out of car boots and like clothes that I still wear today. So yeah, it wasn't anything different. I feel that's where I got it from anyway. Yeah.
So it was always that mixture of streetwear, Ed Hardy being a kind of proto streetwear.
That was like, a certain era.
Mad prints, like, super busy, super... It was dramatically different from what came before it, I think. It was a massive hit when I was kind of, I don't know, 20 maybe or something like that. You were probably 1 or something when it was massive. But that mixture, I guess that kind of pointed you in the direction that you're still going in now, right?
Yeah, I feel that's like, and you got like a lot of not even disposable income in the right way, because it wasn't that, but it's like a lot of guys had a lot of money to spend on being flashy with their clothing. I've seen loads of cool clothes. A lot of the Asian guys like early on, I used to like love Fendi, love the Gucci, like the monogram print. Seen all of that.
The more kind of like obvious, the better.
Yeah. The more flashy. What else did I see? Like 110s, TNs, that wasn't like normal anyway.
We touched on it a little bit in the bonus section, both you and your brother at an early age, you 10 and him about 4 or 5 by the looks of it in that picture, rocking sportswear, rocking tracksuits. Is that stuff that your mum had put you in, or is that an active choice that you made when you went down to JD or whatever? And
like the clothes, it came from my dad more than it came from my mum. Well, there's a whole section of my life where my clothes like come from my mum as well, and she like knows what suits me and knows what I like to wear and has like developed this relationship with me to the clothes. But came from my dad. If he dressed a certain way, we dressed a certain way as well, and
so that was his thing as well, sportswear, like.
Yeah. I've seen him in cooler stuff than like, I've probably got today. Yeah.
Okay, and has he got any of it still that you can nick out of his wardrobe, or has it all been?
I don't really do the nicking out of wardrobe thing, but
borrowed then.
It's too big for me. But like, he's got like even like cool like Prada or like with the red striped fleeces and things like stuff that like I wouldn't actively spend on today because that's like just for it to be a fleece that you wear under. Do you know what I mean? Right. He has loads of like cool subtle things as well.
And did he talk about that when you were little? Did you absorb that kind of love for, you know, exotic brands, for premium brands when you were little, or did you just learn about it when you were a bit older?
I think there was probably moments where I remember like before Eid or before school started where he'd like take me Selfridges to buy like things that I wanted, and then you see him look at things that he likes, and that's how I like picked up on Stone Island being a cool thing. Things like Prada being a cool thing.
That kind of takes us on to the next question. So Selfridges is Manchester Central, right?
Yeah.
What age did you start coming into Manchester? Was that like every weekend from when you were tiny, or just special occasions when you needed a nice city centre purchase?
Obviously it's changed as I'm older. I'm here like every day.
Yeah.
But when I was probably younger, it was more if you come to get something to eat, or if you. I wouldn't say it was like actively coming to the city centre though.
Right.
Like you'd go to Trafford Centre. That's obviously a different part. I don't.
Mad stimulating for a young mind that's looking at clothes for the first few times. You know, you've got all them big shops in there. And like, yeah.
I was introduced to so much. Yeah, like things like him and his friends took me once, and like my dad was trying to get me to buy a Juicy Couture tracksuit. It's like, oh, this is like a nice tracksuit as well. But then I wanted the Lacoste tracksuit.
Okay.
So
what did you go on with?
The Lacoste tracksuit.
Yeah. When you did start coming into Manchester, were you seeing things that you wouldn't have seen in Rochdale? Were you seeing people dress in a different way to what you'd have seen around your immediate area?
Maybe as a like grown person now, yeah, you see like things like that still, like some things that still like turn your head, like you're like, oh, as if someone's wearing that, or like it's people way more extravagant with it, yeah. But in like the spaces that I would come to, people dress the same way we do, because like if I'm coming Rusholme, if I'm coming Trafford, if I'm coming those types of areas, people are going to wear what I'm wearing.
Yeah. We kind of touched on a Saudi trip in the bonus footage when we were talking about one of your outfits. But you were born in Britain to Pakistani parents, right? Have you been over to Pakistan before?
A few times, like 4 or 5 times. Okay.
What parts of Pakistani clothing have you found interesting or inspiring growing up?
It's so funny, right? Because on Eid, I'd always have my Pakistani clothes. Yeah. But then I was always the first one to change into a tracksuit as soon as I got the first opportunity. A few hours in, I'm like, oh yeah, I've done this now. Yeah. Now time to wear what I actually want to wear. But as I've got older, I don't do that. I'm like way more appreciative of like my culture and like that. And
showing that visually, I guess.
Yeah, building that relationship and like knowing the importance of having that connection. I don't think I was ever given clothes and like, oh, you're just wearing these clothes. My parents always let me choose and have choice. And so even when it came to like Pakistani clothes, when my mum and my aunties would take me to shop, it was always like, what does she want? And like everything revolved around me.
Getting you to make aesthetic choices.
Yeah. And I like loved certain colours. I loved certain pant styles, even from young. Yeah.
And when you did go over there, then 3 or 4 times, like, did you see anything different to what British-born Pakistani community members were wearing, or was it like the same kind of things?
I don't really remember the clothes too tough from there. No, but I feel there is a hierarchy over there where it's like, if you're from the city, you like wear these designer Pakistani brands. If you're from the village, you just wear like fabric that's been sewn to whatever. Yeah, so you see the class divide there, probably a lot more through clothes, where here like you can still be working class but still have the same clothes as upper class.
Yeah. Previous guest on the podcast, Kazna, was talking about her abaya and how they're like easy to sew compared to the more technical garments that she makes, the kind of track jackets and stuff that. Is that something you've ever dabbled in, like fixing your own clothes or tweaking your own clothes?
No, I feel like my mum and my grandma and my auntie has like the sewing machine, so I'll go to them.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. I probably can't even sew in a straight line. But like, it's a thing where there's a sewing machine, an industrial sewing machine in every household.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, I've always been exposed to like my great uncle, who would be like used to sew clothes in like the cellar of my grandma's house, and like, and the whole community, there's a whole thing of like, I had an uncle who was involved in like manufacturing, so it's always been around me here. And then over in Pakistan, like my mum's family owned like a cotton factory.
I guess that kind of background and heritage gives you a bit of an appreciation for fabrics on their own. I think a lot of the clothes that I've seen you wear seem to have kind of interesting fabrics at the centre of it. You know, we talked about the Izumiyaki pleats, and I see you in a lot of Stone Island and CP, which are obviously interesting fabrics. Is that something that's kind of at the core of what you enjoy about clothes, do you think?
Yeah, I think I enjoy... First of all, I enjoy like buying clothes that work for the environment, but like I do appreciate fabric and like things lasting long and quality of fabrics, and like nylon metal I love. There's just certain fabrics that I'm more drawn to, like with the Lacoste tracksuit bottoms, I was like in love with like the woven swishy texture.
Yeah.
I prefer those trackies over like cotton trackies any day. So it's
like the Parisian style, like white and green or white and blue Lacoste tracksuit.
Yeah, well, I had a fully pink one.
Okay.
Growing up.
Nice.
Yeah. I had a nice circle zip with the croc. I wish my mum would never threw it away so I could show it. But like, yeah, like...
Get on Vinted. I'm sure you get one on there.
I love so fully pink. Had like black and white. I had black and teal that I've still got. I still wear that one now.
Oh, nice. Decently made gear, isn't it?
Yeah, it helps that I haven't like changed in size for a long time. Yeah.
I first saw you on that United home kit shoot that you did alongside former My Own Garms guest Stam Chow. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Are you a United fan, and have you done much stuff with United?
Yeah, I'm a United fan. Grew up like playing football. Grew up in like the golden era of United.
Yeah.
And right now we won't speak about it.
Grim, innit?
But yeah.
Kits are still nice though.
Yeah.
You into that white one with the black and red stripes across the chest?
No, I like the blue one this season.
Okay, what's that one again?
Away.
Is
the
it dark blue?
Yeah, and it's got
nice.
like a nice, like a star, but it looks like it's made of M's. Yeah, it's really cool.
Like a monogram style.
Yeah. I like, that's the only kit I like this season. Last season I liked the away kit as well, which is the green one. I got that in a full sleeve. I wear it loads.
But the one you shot with Stan, that was United home shirt.
So I done both actually. Yeah. So,
okay. The white one as well?
Yeah, no, I didn't do the white one. I did the green one and I did the red one.
So was that the first time that you worked with United?
Was that the first time? I think so. Possibly.
Because that shoot was a proper like spread.
Oh, I think like 2 weeks before it, I'd done a podcast with them actually, maybe on like women's football.
They're not taking much notice of the women's team these days, are they? Confined to porta cabins and...
oh yeah, I know the training facilities. Yeah, it's not good.
Mary Earps has left, and like, one of the other
Yeah.
players. Like, yeah, it seems a bit neglected. So, shape up, Glazers. Give us
I
some.
know.
But
yeah.
have you done other stuff with United since then?
I feel like I've like modelled a couple of times with them. Always get like invited to their like women's football things, especially. So it's just a nice like relationship.
How does that feel as a United fan? Like, you know, following the team when you were growing up and them kind of being invited into the fold.
It's cool. It still feels a bit surreal every time you like backstage at Old Trafford, like to walk through the tunnel and like do all these things that are like, and be in the locker room and do all these things that are a bit surreal, but I feel you get a bit used to it because it just feels like work in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're looking for someone to come and deputise, I don't mind. For a day or two. That is very sick, and it's proper childhood dream stuff, I think.
Yeah, no, it definitely. Like, I remember the first time taking a picture on the pitch, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" Yeah,
it looks super cool, and it's cool that they're doing more and more creative. I know a lot of teams have that kind of element to their social output, but it's cool to see that they are doing more creative stuff rather than just a picture of the player in the shirt.
Definitely think.
Creates community.
It could probably be even cooler though, maybe.
Yeah? You got some ideas?
I don't sit there thinking of ideas for them, but
bang Alina's line, get onto it.
I'm sure we could do something.
Yeah, make them a film.
Yeah, or like something cool, arty in a way. I feel like I was trying to, like content I hate. I want to make things of substance, things that are putting a message out there, or like in making it aids somebody's life. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But there's such like full, powerful stories to tell around the world of football. Like, you know, you're telling like the ones that are slightly different from the ones you might get on Sky Sports. And if you've got one to tell, then make them a film and go and say, what do you want to do with this?
What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Get a screening at the new stadium when they build it in a few years.
That's not me.
So I said in the intro, the stuff you wear is super cool, real chic, and very considered. Have there been any fashion disasters on the way to becoming a fly dresser?
Don't think there has. I actually don't think that. I don't think there has.
Any experiments that you tried and then kind of peeled back from a little bit?
No, because if you go, even scroll to my Insta, like when I was like 15 years old, I'm still wearing the same thing. Like, I came out of the womb in the same thing.
So I watched that short film you did with our mate Daniel Milne and the people up at Seven Store. Tell us a little bit about that and how it felt to be chatted about by Lorenzo Asti.
How it felt to be chatted about. So that was like cool. Like, Daniel was probably like sick of how long I took to even get to make that, because we'd been in like conversation for like a year, and he was like, "Alina, you actually need to do it now." And I was like, "Yeah," but now it came together in the perfect way, in the perfect time. But for me, it was like if I was gonna give like my all into what I did to do with like my clothing, I had to be done in a nice like personal way.
Yeah.
And then like Lorenzo fed into that, like, because I'd already met him in Milan when I did the CP campaign.
Yeah.
Like, he's appreciative of like my style and like how I like enjoyed the brands of his father. So yeah, it was just like message Lorenzo like, "Oh, I want to interview you for this thing I'm making with Dan," and then Dan has a good relationship with Lorenzo, so it was like just a homegrown type feeling to it. Yeah,
it was super cool. And for those people who haven't seen it, go and check it out. But it's like it's a load of beautiful shots of you surrounded by your artwork. What are you wearing in that?
In that specific shot that you're on about, I was wearing like Stone Island boiler suit. It's a really cool like nylon metal teal type, dark greeny teal blue. It's cool. Good piece. It's a good piece.
But the whole film is great. It's a mixture of your voice and Lorenzo's voice. Music's wicked, like the pacing's really nice. It's
got
just
my mum in it. It's got my friend's voice in it. And it's like went for about 20 outfits in my bedroom, and it's got...
it starts off with a little shot in your bedroom, doesn't it? When
it flicks through like 20 outfits, and then like it has all of them end up on the door, and then they all fall off. Well, not all of them, but the coats fall off the door, and that's like a thing that happens every morning. in my house growing up where my mum opens the door and they all form and she's like, oh, these jackets that you buy and you don't look after them. Yeah.
It's part of the art, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting dressed in the morning.
I know, and like displaying your jackets in the most like not looking after them way.
Yeah, I know. You've got a £1,000 Casablanca jacket used as a draft excluder at the bottom. How are you with that? Like, I've got all my clothes on a rack now, not in a cupboard,
Okay.
but, you know, so I can see everything. And I feel like an hour a day for me is spent putting clothes back on that rack somehow. And yet I've only worn one thing during the
Yeah.
day. Are you similar?
Yeah, there's just a pile that builds up and then it's like on a Sunday I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's the thing, like, I have all these cool jackets, cool clothes, but I'll wear the same one coat every day because it's like, that's just the one that's convenient, easy to pick up. I don't have to think too much.
How old are you now?
24 now.
Okay, so you're still pretty young, so this question might not be that relevant. But are there any bits of gear, maybe apart from the Lacoste tracksuit that you bought when you were little and you still wear now, that you wore as a kid that you still really like today? Is there a fashion through line from when you were little to where you're at now?
No, definitely a through line, like from what I used to wear, like trainers, big thing, always. Like if you know me, if you just want to buy me something, you just buy me a pair of trainers,
Okay.
Nike trainers, and I'm good to go. Even things like jewelry though, like I've realised like Asian gold, I used to make my mum like take me to the Asian gold jeweler when I was quite young.
Tell us about the grill.
Oh, the grill. When did I get that? Maybe like 4 years ago.
You made that for you?
LVS jeweler, he's called.
Okay.
Makes very sick grills.
Yeah, my teeth are all chipped at the front. This one I had composite bonding done on it, and then I like broke it on a peach stone about 2 months ago. I need a little cover-up job. I think if I had something that just bordered them like that,
Yeah.
then obviously not eat it, leave it in for eating fruit, but like, you know. And tell us about the rest of the jewellery actually. So what you're wearing on the hands?
Rings, just that was from Saudi. That one my uncle got me. That one my mum got me. Then I have like always have like my daily chains on as
Yeah.
well, but it's all like family or things that I've just bought myself. Yeah.
So a lot of them are like got a bit of meaning or a little bit of history to them.
Yeah, like I definitely like wore some that like given from my mum, from her mum, and then like yeah. So
That was pretty beautiful. Do you feel the power of your ancestors like when you wear them?
I don't think of it like that, but like it's definitely it's a thing like for Asian women, especially like for gold to be passed down
Okay.
generations. Yeah, so I think it's a nice thing that obviously I'd love to continue, and yeah.
Beautiful. You know, you said Asian gold. Is that a specific type, or is it just who's made it? It's the same gold that you get in H. Samuel's, but made.
No,
All right.
no, it's not found in H. Samuel's.
Tell us about it.
It's just 21 or 22 carat often.
Okay.
Mostly 22 Asian. The one you get in like Middle East is 21. So yeah, we don't wear anything less than that.
Don't.
Yeah.
Very fly. And does it look any different?
Yeah, it's always obviously it's got a much darker tone to it.
Say like a more kind of towards the orange
Yeah,
rather
more
than yellow end of the spectrum.
yeah, and like when it gets polished up, it'll be even softer. I can take my ring off and squash it in my hand right now if I wanted.
Mad. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess having coherency between your pieces, having a similar style of gold, kind of knits them together a little bit, right?
Definitely, and I think I guess the colour is always like the same, and yeah.
Did you get the grill maker to make it out of specific
Well,
type
I've said
of gold?
he said he can only use 18K as like the.
It's got to be 21. Plus.
I know. I was like, no way, and he's like, it's sort of like yeah, so it's 18K, but yeah.
Nice. Talk to me a little bit about music. I know you've made music videos for a few artists. I've seen a few of them, and maybe some behind the scenes stuff on your Insta feed.
Yeah.
Do clothes have a role in telling the kind of stories you want to tell in a music video?
A lot of my work, like, I just let people be themselves anyway, so it's
Okay.
never like, oh, what are we wearing, or do you know what I mean? Music, like, that's the first place I started creating in. Probably the first place that I appreciated the clothes I was wearing as well.
Okay.
Like, I feel like all my rapper friends know I dress just as fly as them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Is it an exciting bunch of people to hang around with then, in that sense for you? Creative, like, cool.
On like a personal level, it's just people who are like me, who have the same experiences, who got the same upbringing. And a lot of nice like cross sharing of culture as well. Yeah.
So tell us a bit about the artists that you have worked with. Have you made music videos for?
I've worked a lot with Just Banco, worked a lot with Meeks. Those are the main two, I'd say, from Manchester. I had like a good relationship working with.
I think Meeks is the one that I've seen the music video for.
I've done loads of photography with him as well. Banco, I've done like all the VHS stuff across all his music videos.
Nice.
I've done loads of K-Don, enough,
And they come to you because they've seen your work with other artists, or they've seen your...
No, I was like 17 when I started working with them. I was really young. That was our circle within the scene anyway, so like it was just like natural for me to be around and us to work together, and if they're shooting something, I'm there anyway, with a camera or not. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
You mentioned VHS tapes there. Like, how do you find working with those like archaic mediums, the stuff that you're not gonna just be able to go to Curry's and buy, that you have to kind of dig about for? Is it the extra effort that you've got to put in that makes it rewarding for you? Do you like the aesthetic?
That was, I thought, when I put my VHS up, we were just like messing about. Like, I just knew that the environment that I was in was like one that I'd want to look back on, one that like people around me, like I've got early careers documented, like tapes and tapes of it. So it was just an easy way to do that, and I guess build my own archive in a way. So that's how it was for me.
It's sometimes cool, like, I mean, I've got a little Sony like Handycam that we're trying to get to work today. It keeps saying it's got dirty tape head, so I don't know if we're going to get anything, but like the struggle that you've got to put in a little bit to get something good out of it, the extra time that it takes to get it onto a computer, like I find all that rewarding, I think.
I feel like even all my photography is on film, so I guess you got to take the trip to developer, or I used to develop. Sometimes I go to Comfrey Lab, sometimes I go to Advanced Photo.
Take it easy in Leeds, get onto them guys.
When I was
he's my next door neighbour, that guy. Good lab.
And when I was younger, I just used to take it to like Max Spillman and Beats, but the ones in Rochdale didn't know the price of like. No, I think I was the only one who came in anymore.
Right.
So they used to give it me for like £2 to develop rolls. For years days. I did that. Yeah.
Okay. Did they do a good job, or do you?
I mean, those photos have shown like everywhere, so it's good. Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I took one to just a normal like Max Spielman, where it's someone just doing the job, and then I took it to Take It Easy in Leeds, and I was like, whoa, these people care about their
I feel like my thing was never too like, I was never too precious with it. Like even the photo was like,
kind of like the bad job. That was a different feel.
It wasn't even a bad job though. It was just it added to my aesthetic, added to my look that people still love today. Like it was a young person making do with what they had.
Nice. So you're quite varied in what you wear. Do you find different styles of clothes that you choose make people react to you in a different way to others? Like maybe, for example, if you're wearing CP, would someone react differently to how you were if you were wearing like a cotton tracksuit, or if you were wearing traditional modest wear?
Maybe in something like the spaces that I now have to enter, like if you're wearing a dress a certain way, people know you know your stuff, or they know, oh, like what do you do? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think definitely in that sense, like you're part of these like little worlds and spaces, and you have to, not you have to, but like
it's nice.
There's eyes on you, and there's people like who will notice what you're wearing and start a conversation just based on that. Yeah, it
is a good conversation starter a lot of the time. I think in the bonus footage you mentioned when you've spoke on panels, you wear that Casablanca, or you've worn that Casablanca track jacket, and how that kind of lends gravitas, or kind of just puts you in that space, doesn't it? Gives you access to that circle, like.
Yeah, and I feel like even things like exhibition openings, like it's your moment in a way. So yeah, I like to make an effort for these moments. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you definitely do. Like some of the fits on the feed are banging. Like exceptional work.
Top 3 selected.
I would like a list from you, please, Alina. Can you give us a top 3 brands that you are... Why have I written fucking there? A needless swear word. I'll say it anyway. Can you give us the top 3 brands that you are currently fucking with and why?
Top 3 brands that I'm currently fucking with. What am I liking right now? Was I not meant to swear or something?
No, you can swear.
Okay.
I mean, I just read my own writing back and it's like, why have I put a swear word in there for absolutely no reason? But
What kind of clothes am I?
if you're comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it.
I'm just thinking, like, I go through phases where I don't even look at clothes and it's just like...
Really?
Brand. I just don't care for like some weeks at a time. Like there's more to life for me. Yeah.
For real?
Brands that I'm liking, right? Because I don't keep up with like the underground brands either. Like, I just like what I like, and occasionally I might like a cool T-shirt or something. But I really like Martine Rose at the moment. I think she's cool, even as a person, right? Sometimes I'll watch like interviews of a designer, and then I'm like, okay, because of how you are, I want to buy a piece from you. She's like one of those, like, yeah.
It's the personal story.
Yeah, like you even like her journey to getting to that stage and like...
And I guess similar to you in your artwork, she really lets her personal journey show through her. The pieces she creates,
yeah, she'd done like what a fashion show at her daughter's primary school, like things like that. I just fuck with so much where it's like I want to own your pieces because like your brand is built on like authenticity. So I really like her at the moment.
Nice.
Issa Miyake as always, like the pleats, just this like the seasonal colours that they drop, and
is that something? I mean, I know you've got a 2-piece.
Yeah.
Is that probably your most worn item of the past year or so?
Yeah, I feel like most like value for money.
Yeah.
Feel like especially when you want to get a bit more feminine with my style.
Yeah.
They have like nice little cardigans or even the dresses, and like I'd like to start even some archive pleats, pieces. Yeah.
Nice. That's 2. Wicked.
And then third one, I feel like if I had like a time machine and could go to like early 2000s, I'd buy all like the Linnea Rossa collection and stuff. Yeah.
Well, fashion time machines exist. Like, tap into the right archivist.
I know.
It's all there for the right price, you know.
For the expensive price, yeah. But I'd love even like the cool like vest type things. The material of it, it's all that material that I love. Yeah.
I was just in Barcelona a couple of weeks ago, and they had the Prada. What's it called? The sailing World Cup, America's Cup was on. And So one of the teams is like there's Ineos, which is Jim Ratcliffe's outfit, and then they've got the Prada sailing team as well.
Okay.
Like, and the crowd that attracts is like next level wealthy. You know, like they're not wearing nice gear. It's all like battered ass polos and like sagging collars and stuff like that. But you know it's just money. And being sponsored by Prada, it's wild.
And I think there's a funny because I went through a phase of wanting to like buy a boat and learn to sail because of Prada, because of like Stone Island, because of Aussie's love for sailing. Even like things to watches like Rolex Seadwell or things like that. But yeah,
it's mad aspirational, isn't it? And I guess they tell them stories in their adverts where they're kind of promoting this incredible lifestyle, life on the open seas, whatever, and it just looks beautiful. But have you ever slept on a boat?
No.
It is great. Honestly, it's nothing. Even them posh boats, like it's not nice to sleep on. I spent a week on a boat with a bunch of my mates climbing in Mallorca, and it was not nice sleeping on it. But when I got off, I was ill for a week. Like my body felt like I was still on the sea when I was lying in my bed at home. I couldn't deal with it. I don't think I'm built for the ocean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think after watching documentaries, I don't think I'm built for it. But I thought it was just a cool skill that I'd love to like whip out my back book. Like I know how to sail a boat.
We'll stick to wearing the gear, I think.
I know.
So we mentioned a few brands there, but can you I know you've done work with quite a few now. Can you tell us maybe other than the Aussie ones, which other clothing brands you've worked with?
I mean, a lot of brands, but but a brand that started with around 7-star, I guess that was cool to be able to install in a store and like show my documentary in a different way.
Yeah, 7-star are just wicked in their, they sell nice gear, but the storytelling alongside it is what they excel at, I think, and putting the effort into, I don't know, feeding back into the community a little bit, I suppose. The people that make the trends and kind of make the people who buy from them, they kind of give back into that. So,
I feel like it's curated in a really nice way.
The shop's wicked, isn't it?
What else I've worked with, like, done a campaign for Rashford's boot.
Class. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, that was a community campaign. So I got to like cast it locally, shot at Fletcher Moss, shot it with a Shaw Civic.
Nice.
So yeah, again, like very, very me. I got to keep it me, which was exciting.
Do you think the fact that you are from where you're from, like, gives you access to those spaces? Like, obviously, United want to tell a story about Rashford and where he's from, like, because you're from 0161, like, you can go to those places and cast more successfully than if someone from United's creative team went to them and said, oh, can we get into this community?
Yeah, I guess that was like a Nike thing, but like I can cast in a way where it's like giving it to people who like aren't on these model websites and things like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like we was at Fletcher Moss, and I've got a group of like lads who have a personal connection to playing football as young kids there. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's those experiences where you got all this budget and all this, like, it's just a picture on Instagram, rather like touch people's lives in the process. Yeah.
And you think that shines through in the work as well?
I think so. And especially when I can explain it how I do, and
What do you reckon 10-year-olds, Niked out cotton tracksuit Alina would have thought about 23, 24-year-old Alina working on a piece for Nike?
I don't know. What would I have thought about?
Was it always written in the stars, or do you feel like you'd have been shocked by it?
I thought I probably would have been shocked by it, because it's gone from just something I said in Foot Locker and JD to, okay, you're jumping on a Zoom and it says Nike on the meeting thing, and it's like, oh wow, this is real. Yeah.
But you seem like the kind of person that would just not be kind of starstruck by that, or like shook by it. You just kind of take it all in your stride.
It's just another day in the office.
Too cool, mate.
Next time.
What's next for you, Alina? What art projects can we expect to be seeing in the near future?
What art project? I'm really, at the moment, just doing more of like the community-based art projects. Going back to basics a little bit. I'd love to do the campaigns and all that type of thing, but I feel like there's just a certain storytelling, a certain like aspect that I want to like nail right now, and I feel that's like the projects that mean something to me. So whether that be, I've did a lot of research around like Islam in prisons, trying to do a project around that, and which is challenging like on a systemically way. There's that project.
What are the biggest challenges with that? Like getting it funded,
getting art that has like religious themes to it is like incredibly difficult, I'd say, to probably get funded.
People just don't want to be associated with one religion or another.
Or it probably like the risks of and even like the times that we're in right now and the Islamophobia, etc. It's only like in a way it's like low-key underlies the industry in so many ways. What else? Got another commission in Rochdale, so it's nice that they want me to make something there.
That's ace that you're recognised in the like hyper-local area that you were brought up in. So you've done other stuff for Rochdale, right? Is it the council or is it?
Oh yeah. I guess it's like a strand, like one of the museums and galleries called Touchstones, and then also it's called Culture Co-op, which is like an arts council funded thing. Yeah, it's nice that they're bringing like money and opportunities to people local, because I feel a lot of my work, I'd done the Manchester galleries before I've ever done like hometown galleries, do you know what I mean? And I've always thought bigger than that area, still always will, but it's nice to like reflect on what I want to say and put out there right now.
Nice, mate. Well, look forward to seeing them. I mean, I've only just dipped my toe into the film archive, the Vimeo stuff, but I look forward to what you create next. So talking about the future that you could possibly manifest, are there other artists, brands or musicians that you particularly like to work with, maybe that you have? What would be a dream job for you?
A dream, I don't have a dream job because I feel like everything that comes in is like has one like side of it that's a dream in a sense. I feel everything comes with like excitement for me, but I'd like to do more campaigns, and I feel like the moment I do something for like high-end fashion brand, that would be like a wow moment for me. Because I feel I'd love to bridge like the art and the culture to the art world, like
that's what
the streets so to the art world. I feel I've found a really lovely middle ground where I know both sides, and it's like, how can I like authentically get them to trust me to make something that's bringing in my personal to that. And
is it the kind of scope and the financial backing, the kind of scale of what you think you could create for a big campaign for one of the big houses like that excites you? That's what
I feel like the budget, the freedom, I don't know how much creative freedom it, but exactly, like as you enter these worlds, the budgets are much bigger. The opportunity to like, I'd love to like feed other elements into these brands as well. Like, I feel like I love to shake the ground a little bit wherever I step and make people think about why they do things the way they're done, and like I might bring in, how about you think about doing this differently? Feel like I'm a bit of a consultant on every project.
It's a good role to get into, consultancy, isn't it? I like the thought of being a consultant. What do you think about this? Well, I think that's 50 grand, please. Nice. Well, I think it's only a matter of time before you're there, mate, on the campaign. I've got my fingers crossed for you. Last question for today. On a scale of 1 to 10, and I do need a number from you, please.
Okay.
How much do you care about clothes?
Today, an 8.
Okay. But it sounded like before there are periods that you go through where they're just not an issue. Does it fluctuate massively between one end of the spectrum and the other?
I think it probably depends on how much free time to think I have.
So when you're busy, it's not clothes. When you
when I'm busy, it's just like same few tracksuits, same outfits on repeat. I got to do what I need to do. When I have times to enjoy the nice moments, it's like, enjoy the money, enjoy the moments. Like, now I'll pick up on the clothes.
Nice. Good answer. Alina, thanks a million for doing it. Appreciate your time and your effort for coming down here and that. And look forward to seeing what you do next.
I look forward to seeing this.
Nice one. Go on, girl. Love Alina and the art she creates. If you've not seen what she puts out, then drop her a follow on the socials. She's at Lean0161, Lean0161 on Insta. And whilst you're on there, don't forget to show our reels some love. They take me absolutely ages, them things. Proper fiddly. So find one you like and share it to your stories or something like that. Nice one. Big thanks to my mate Grego at Tanzaro Studios in Manchester for the big white studio space we recorded in on this week's ep. It's great when your pals come through for you in a pinch. It's a beautiful space, so give them a shout if you're after somewhere to shoot in the northwest. Okay, that's about it for this ep. See you back here for a bit more with Alina in a few days on the Fit Peak Breakdown. Make sure you're subscribed and I'll see you then.